Hey everybody, Blake T. Wild here, and welcome to a video all on my too large comic collection. Here is the Smokey Office V3, seemingly the final setup, hopefully, for the time being. Here's the shelf where all of the individual issues will go. You'll recognize those if you've seen the 3 random issue video I did a couple years ago. All my action figures. Let me know if you want to see a more detailed walkthrough of all this. Here's all my books. And here are all of my comics. Let me zoom out. There you go. All of these boxes that have been sitting here in the middle of my goddamn office. Those are all books. Trade paperbacks, collections, a lot of single issues. And so that is what I'm going to be going through today. So I figured it was more than enough time had passed to go ahead and clear out all of this. As you can see right here, this is my stack of Savage Dragon trade paperbacks. All 11 of them that are currently released. In here, graphic novels, Spider-Man, what is this one called? Spirits of the Earth. I have Runaways, Volume 1 that I totally forgot I owned. I have the one with Kingpin in his cool shirt. Everything in here, just total graphic novels. How am I gonna do this? I'm not sure. I hope I have enough room over there in those cabinets against the far wall for all of these trade paperbacks, and then of course all the single issues I'm going to stack up on this bookshelf, because the only 2 long boxes I own are right here, and they already have things in them. So this shelf cabinet is where all the paperbacks, collections, and stuff are going to go. Over here is all of my omnibuses. Omnibuses? So this is all of the DC ones, some extra books up here, the giant Hellboy, some Scrooge, Calvin and Hobbes. Downstairs I got the X-Men Children of the Atom giant box set, and then all of the Marvel omnibuses that I have. Hey, there's that Captain America Grunwald omnibus. I need to get the second one that just came out. But that is where all of those are living. So I'm thinking that the plan is to go ahead and do Marvel graphic novels first. So let's see, what's in here? This is, hey look, it's Ultimate Spider-Man Ultimate Collection Volume 6. Gotta get that one out. Ultimate Spider-Man Ultimate Collection, Ant-Man Essentials. Oh, that's a lot of Marvel stuff. And DC. It's all mixed together. Does that make you angry? All of these Ultimate Spider-Man collections. Boom, right there. Everything else in here should be DC. Down here, what is this? My to-read magazine pile. Various junk. Hey, I almost left these over here. Better move them back. Indie and $1 books. That's not what that looks like. That looks like Doom Patrol and Silver Age stuff. Marvel, Madman, Hellboy, Superman of China. A lot of other stuff. Where was that? My Cody Ziegler autographed Miles Morales Spider-Man. Hey, this one. Look, it's that book I still haven't read yet. So, on this obnoxiously hot and humid Saturday morning, oh my god, I'm sweating. I'm moving comics and I'm sweating. I'm going to currently go through and collect any and all Marvel collections, trade paperbacks that are just littered in boxes where they shouldn't be. And then combine them all together and get them ready to go into that bookshelf right there, that little cabinet. So I guess I'll get started with Astonishing Ant-Man. I don't know if I'm doing these in alphabetical order or not, but this still has the receipt in it from when I bought it at Book Off Kakao. Kakako? I'm not sure. It was in Honolulu. That's neat. I guess I'll make this a little sped-up montage where you watch a very ever-sweaty man put comics in here. Okay, so that wasn't as bad as it could have been, I suppose. It's not really in any particular order. It's kind of just grouped up by sort of similarities, like the Avengers, mostly Kang stuff, Hawkeye, Deadpool, Hulks, other X-Men, and then into the Spider-Man stuff, Ultimate Fantastic Four, more Ultimates, Fantastic Four. This one right here is one that I really dig because it is it's a misprint. If you see that, that's the cutting line, which is why there is so much space on the top and it's white like that. It's just the cover that's messed up. But it's just a neat little, see, you can see right here, the logo got cut off, so it somehow got shifted down in the printing process. So that's a neat little gimmick, I suppose, that you could say. I did realize, however, I am missing several books of the Fear Itself event, of which I have quite a few of those hardcover collected editions. So they're somewhere over here. Now I gotta look for them. Hey, there they are. And why wouldn't they be in the box labeled DC graphic novels? So let's get them over there on the shelf. Okay, so I found more than I had expected. All of the Fear Itself books that I own, that event that I don't think anybody ever liked. So I have Fear Itself by Matt Fraction. I'm going to put that in right after Siege, because if I remember correctly, I think Fear Itself came after Siege, or came out because of the events of Siege. I got Fear Itself, The Homefront. I got Fear Itself, Spider-Man by Yost and Bunn, and all the other ones, and whatever the other guy was. Fear Itself, Uncanny X-Force, The Deep, hardcover. Fear Itself, The Fearless by Bunn, Fraction, Yost, Bagley, and Pelletier. Also a hardcover. I should just buy all of the collected editions of Fear Itself, because I know that there are more. I got all of these for about 20 bucks many, many years ago at a comic convention, because the guy selling them just did not want them. He could not get rid of them. He was just like, please just take these Fear Itself books. Identity Wars, check that video out on my channel. It's a really fun alternate reality comic. It's one of the few, I think, good multiversal Spider-Man stories before it got too much. Iron Man Noir, a classic. What is this? Ultimate Thor, another classic. So I gotta squeeze that in here between the Ultimate stuff. And put it right here. Oh god. Put it right here next to Hickman's Shield book. This Thor. I don't know where I'll put that one. I guess over here by the good Thor, that Simonson one. Okay. Got Howard. Oh, I just ripped this Thanos dust cover. Got Howard the Duck. Because how can you not? Oh, come on. This is, who is this? This is Donny Cates' Thanos book. If I remember enjoying it, even though I'm usually not a fan of Donny Cates' writing. Unfortunately, I did, like I said, just tear the dust cover. Let's see what the hardcover looks like underneath. Oh, that's not bad. Some nice art. So I'm just going to shove this down here at the end. Marvel Zombies Christmas Carol. This was an odd book. I'm not really sure why they made it. Yeah, I'm going to put it right in between Marvel Zombies Destroy and Marvel Universe vs. The Punisher, because that's kind of a zombie book. And now these last couple ones. This is the Hulk and the Thing. I did a video on this as well a couple of years ago. Check that out. It's a fun book. Ugh. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I guess down here with the Hulk stuff. I can fit it. Yeah. Ugh. Little Ant-Man goes there. This is something you'll probably see me cover next year, once the Ultimate Era has come and gone. This is Iron Man Crash. This was an entirely digital comic made by Mike Sains. 1988, entirely digital comic. And it's fucking weird and insane and like sci-fi, quasi-future weird shit going on. It's such a crazy book. So expect that next year. I'm probably going to do a little double feature with it and the Batman digital one. And then finally I have this, which I just now realized it's the exact same cover on the front and back, so that's odd. This is Fantastic Annual with strange colorings for the characters. So this is the X-Men, recolored in this painterly style. There's Cyclops. He looks like Gazer Beam from The Incredibles. in this coloring. This is a great little page, just a singular red Doctor Doom. It's just reprints of the classic comics, but if I remember correctly, this was in the UK, I think is where this was released. Here's Loki, but he's blue for some reason, and Thor without any pants, and big red boots, and his buttons are green instead of yellow. Just odd choices. I don't really understand why. And then they're regular here. They're normal in this pinup page, but they're not in the rest of the book. This is another great one. I really like the use of that pink and red, just single color. And this is just all Iron Man. Really evocative. I really like how it looks. 1969, the Hamlin Publishing Group, printed in Holland, rather. Published by Odom Books. Hamlin Publishing Group Limited, Hamlin House. The center, Feltham, Middlesex. And I suppose I could toss these in. These are this is the, what event was this? This was something, I think it was just, yeah, War of the Bounty Hunters. The Marvel Star Wars event. Oh! Hey. Let's shove that in the far end. Let's see. So yeah, technically these do go here because they are Marvel. As much as I would like and am used to putting Star Wars comics with the independent stuff because of Dark Horse, I gotta put them back here. And we had just enough room, ladies and gentlemen. Very few ladies, I should note. Just enough to fit in here, but there's a little bit more room that can be squeezed in. Probably put some stuff on top if I rearrange these odd books that are just outliers. But here we go, this is all the Marvel stuff. So let's get straight to the DC. Alright, I think all of the DC stuff is accounted for. And if you're wondering, hey Blake, are you sure there's gonna be enough space right there? I don't know. So, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this again. This still has a bookmark in it from the last time I was reading it. Superman of China. Obviously that would go with the Superman stuff. Luther, Superman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Crisis on Infinite Earths with Marv Wolfman's autograph above, what's his name? What is his name? Pariah? These Superman daily comic strips, these are really cool. I'd recommend checking them out if you find them. Let's see, I got Flash by Mark Waid, which is a great series. I highly recommend it. Autographed, of course, by both Brian Augustine, the editor, who was such a nice guy, and Mark Waid, and that's who's on here. Got Ty Templeton himself in this one as well, along with Mark Waid and Brian Augustine. And then Brian Augustine right there and Mark Waid. I highly recommend Mark Waid's Flash. I recommend every Mark Waid comic. He's a terrific writer. I really enjoy everything he's done. Oh god, let's see. I got one issue of Dead Man. Oh, it's so fucking humid and hot. Oh my god. Flash, Batman the Cult, all 4 issues signed by Jim Starlin. So that'll go with the Batman stuff, which is pretty much in this box that I'm looking at right here. I got too much. I have Batman Arkham Asylum, and then I also have the more forgotten Batman Gothic, which was another Morrison one, and the even more forgotten Batman Scottish Collection. So pretty much what I'm going to do right now is just go through and I think get these sorted by character, kind of like how I did with the Marvel stuff up top. And then I'll see you after, I guess. Alright! There's all of the DC trade paperbacks. And I left a weird gap right there just so I can see the Mark Waid stuff right there, the Flash and all that. Is there anything that I should talk about in here? This is the Batman digital comic I was telling you about. Not by the same guy, it was actually by Pepe Moreno, right there. Yeah, equally insane. I'll just bring it out to show you. Just madness. Just, it's so odd. Such a weird book. It's about, if I remember correctly, it's been years since I've read it. Joker becomes like a massive AI virus that spreads through Gotham's supercomputer. There you go. That's that's really all you need to see. There's the Azzarello stuff, Dark Knight Returns, Golden Child, a book I unironically like. Got the first couple volumes of Scott Snyder's New 52 Batman before I think it just kind of fell off. Night of Owls. Not a fan of that one. It's an odd book. It's an anthology book about the Court of Owls through the history of Gotham. It's alright. Got a lot of Batman, as you can see. Lots and lots of Batman. Superman Blue. I unironically like Superman Blue. This weird little Swamp Thing book that I found. I don't remember where I bought it. It might have been at a convention, but it's just like a little... It's the original compact comic, I suppose. Got more Superman in here. Multiversity, of course. Shazam, if you can't tell, if you didn't see it earlier, Captain Marvel, Shazam, is one of my favorite comic characters. So I have these little collections right here. Watchmen, got some Sandman stuff. Let's see, just sort of miscellaneous, kind of all characters involved right here in this little area between Flash and Multiversity, Justice League, whatnot. Flash stuff, got Doom Patrols of various eras back there. And then, of course, you know, some Jack Kirby things right here. This Mr. Miracle one, it's an odd book. It's interesting because it's not like the inks or anything like that. It's just purely black and white. It's not like a traditional black and white book where there's no color at all. There's clearly was at some point color on these images that they just transferred to black and white. I don't really know what the premise of this was. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, of course. Let me just put these back. I'm gonna just put them back like this. Shazam and the Monster Society of Evil by Jeff Smith. It's a fun book. Here's the completed version. I suppose I should put that next to the single issue that I got of it. And there we go! I gotta get this Mr. Miracle back in there, but it's kind of difficult to do with one hand because of how floppy and cheap the paper is. Here are all of my trade paperbacks and collections. Everything else in these boxes over here are all single issues that I have to go through and sort by company. And by alphabetical order, because that's something that I made myself do. Oh, and before I do get to that, I almost forgot Wednesday Comics! This was a pretty fun initiative, one of the good things Dan DiDio did at DC, where they pushed for this newspaper quality and, like, layout comics that would release every Wednesday. Wednesday was when, comics released. Or still release, rather. They used to release on Fridays. But this was a really neat series. There's quite a few of them, as you can see. Whoops. But I like to keep them out here, just on this little side table. I don't know, maybe if somebody comes over, they want to check out Wednesday Comics, they can read through these. They're just fun. They're really neat. And it's just such an original, unique idea for a contemporary comic. Okay, so this is the shelf where all the, like I said, individual floppy issues go. There's all the junk that's up on top. So, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna organize all of this. Thankfully, in the previous living space, I did already have most of it organized by alphabet and by company. So, like, this is all the Marvel ones. This should be DC. This is Captain America comics that my wife and I bought. And just miscellaneous stuff in here. So that one underneath it is just independent books. These are mostly DC, if I remember correctly. And then this is, I have no clue. Okay, section 1 is complete, and this is only, what is that? It's Image, Extreme, Awesome Comics. I have Thunder Agents, one of my absolute favorite comic series in existence. It's one of the best superhero books I've ever read. This and its offshoots, Dynamo, Undersea Agent. I absolutely adore the Thunder Agents with my heart and soul. That's why I own every single issue, some of which I own twice. Fantastic book. It was a huge inspiration on my own comic series, the Custodians Agents of Cross. That's where I was inspired for the name and the general layout of the book, because each of these books, it's 3 stories. The first part is sort of bookends each book, and then in the middle there are little side stories and backups and whatnot, and that's exactly how the Custodians is laid out too. Then next, I just kind of have miscellaneous companies and indie books. That's everything right here up until the letter L. So now I'm gonna start with probably the Mark Hamill Jack-in-the-Box comic and work my way down through the rest of the alphabet for these independent miscellaneous company books, such as Cherry Pop-Tart, one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. What is this? I can't even say. Children of the Grave, I don't even remember what that one is. Cthulhu, Jack Kirby Captain Glory. Down here in D, you got Dr. Solar. Beautiful covers. Absolutely tremendous covers. Dr. Spectre as well, painted covers. Steve Ditko's Destructor, really fun series. Let's see, Dead World, the original Walking Dead, if you will. Some Dick Tracy stuff that I got. A couple of Disney books, and these weird ones down here. A lot of Dracula-based comics as well. Everything down here. So, get back to work right here. Alright, and with that we are done with the independent section. Takes up a shelf and a half of space. So we got, 2.5 shelves left to go for the DC stuff right there, and then the Marvel. Not much in here. Well, some DC in there too. More Marvel, a Paddington book I found. This is Marvel Floppies. Then we got these over here too, so don't forget those, don't forget those. And then what's on the sofa? And then these are all magazines. So this is Malibu Sun, Amazing Heroes, a lot of Amazing Heroes, Comics Journal, stuff like that. I think I'm going to keep them out over here, just because I do like to read these, and, you know, if I'm ever sitting around or something, it's more of a coffee table book, I think. This box right here, if I remember correctly, well, except for these two, these are coverless, like, reprints from 1970 of some comics, Marvel comics. I'm pretty sure this was my to-read stack of stuff that I just had by the bed before. So these were just a bunch of, like, dollar books that I was buying. A lot of Quasar. I haven't read much of Mark Gruenwald's Quasar. I know, heretical. But I have bought quite a few of them. I bought a lot. And I didn't want to read it until I had a substantial amount in my collection. So I'm working on that, and this is just, what else is this? Just a bunch of junk, pretty much. So, right here we have M through Z, and then the 1963 event book, which, if you're wondering what's down here, let's see, this is all of the sort of fancy independent books. There's Eternaut, everything else on here, and take a look, get some ideas for your own collection. Ragnarok by Walt Simonson, fantastic book, fantastic, I fucking love that book. Where is it that I'm looking for? There we go, Giant Size 63. This was a fan-made book that I was a part of. I joined in. Oh my gosh, Michael Mouse somehow ended up in here. This is a fucked up story. Giant Size 63, if you're looking for something to read with art by myself, let's find where it is. I drew this, I think, about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Here we go. Charlie Yonder, Which Way Outta Neverwhere. Right here, made a bunch of fake names. This was sort of a proto version of the Custodians, so as you can see, I was trying to emulate some old style, and then I was emulating as best I could at the time 90s artwork. Is there a date? When did I date this? I can't fucking remember. But this is my little story. Charlie Yonder was my version of whatever the guy's name is in 1963. This was sort of working to finish off the story. Not really, though. This is an original story. All I'm saying is if I was going to do something like this, I would have tried to emulate Alan Moore's actual turnout of a story. This is more of a meta-commentary on the book never being finished. But my story really had nothing to do with that. There's a little cameo of myself at the time with Destructo Boy on my shirt. Guys, I thank God for Watchtower Database, because that's what I've been binging the past several hours that I've been doing all this. Real quick, I was doing $20.99. So I'm starting now with Marvel. So 1963, 2001, 2099. 2001 is one of my absolute favorite Kirby books from Marvel. It's, you know, obviously based on the 2001 film. I prefer it to the much sought-after 2001 Treasury Edition, which is Jack Kirby's adaptation of the film. This is just Jack Kirby going full-out imagination and doing whatever he wants, pretty much. It's also the origin of... Where is it? Don't make fun of my nails, please. I need to repaint them. 2001 Space Odyssey, number 8, the origin of Machine Man. Beautiful copy as well, just so vibrant and still has all the color. Paid about $90 for this fucking thing. But that's not what I was doing this little interlude for. That's because when I was looking at these $20.99 books... Oh, uh-oh. I saw this. X-Men Chef Boyardee. The X-Men have been canned. Well, I hope you enjoyed whatever this video turns out to be. Can't imagine it's much. Oh my god. I have too many comics. It is 2 p.m. and I started at about 7 a.m. I think? Maybe 7:30, 8-ish. And I just now finished. And I still need a little extra space. If I had like a foot more of shelf room, I could have fit everything. If I had 2 feet more shelf room on 2 different shelves, I could have fit everything. This is the completed individual bookshelf. I did have to remove or change around some things. So this is now, these are like collected editions, independent stuff, Hellboy, what is that? That's the Judge Dredd Case Files book. So this is a bunch of independent stuff, free comic books that my wife grabbed. All the Image, Extreme Awesome, etc. books are in here because this is where I had them previously at the apartment. And I don't know why I took them out or what I was doing, but for some reason I moved them out. But I did have them previously in here. And then the bottom one down there, you can kind of see Red Room. I might be able to fit some other stuff in here. Oh, or not. That is very full. Never mind. So, here's the final shelf. It now starts at Thunder Agents. There goes a print just fell on the ground. Starts at Thunder Agents, miscellaneous companies, indie books, goes all the way down. I ran out of space. Don't know where the hell to put these Savage Sword of Conan books that I have, so I'm just going to stick them on top. Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man, got 2001, like I showed it earlier. What is this? Captain America. A lot of Captain America, because I was going through and collecting the Mark Gruenwald Captain America books, and then the Omnibus came out, and I just bought that instead. So I have quite a bit of Captain America stuff. Captain America in the 90s, Captain America in general, Captain America. Deadpool, my favorite era of Deadpool, the Duggan and Posehn era. Check out those videos on the channel. Moving down here, Flash. I don't want to put this one in here just because I don't know what that is right there. I don't know if that's mold or some sort of just water damage. I don't trust putting it in next to other books. Doug, what did you do to this book? Well, this is a very fun book. Check out my video on that one as well, because it's the real origin of the Flash and the one that I deem to be the most canon. We got here more Daredevil. We have the Ann Nocenti Daredevil, which is every single issue of hers, running down to Doctor Strange. This is just an amalgamated collection of Doctor Strange stuff. There's this one from a couple years ago that everyone freaked out about that I wasn't a fan of. Old 70s Doctor Strange, etc. And then, of course, my beloved Ann Nocenti's Daredevil. This moves down to the E's and the F's. Fantastic Four, primarily. What other Marvel books start with F that aren't Fantastic Four? Got the Fantastic FF by Matt Fraction and Mike Allred. I absolutely adore Mike Allred. Heavily recommend checking that series out. Walt Simonson Fantastic Four is another series. Well, where is it? That I'm trying to collect all of them of. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. How did that happen? Oh god, I feel terrible. Okay, don't know what happened there. Oh, that was weird. Nothing happened. I didn't mess up a comic book, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up now. Geez. But yeah, I'm trying to finish or collect as much Walt Simonson Fantastic Four as I can. Maybe the same thing will happen with the Mark Gruenwald Captain America. Let's find out. Havoc Wolverine, Kitty and Wolverine, and that nice little series where they team up. What is all this? This is Masters of Kung Fu and the K's. Or M's, rather. More M's. Moving down to Moon Knight. This is where I have the overly expensive Stephen Platt Moon Knight books that I got. Oh, God. Good lord that I spend an exorbitant amount of money on those dumb things. What is this? Oh, this is a copy of some issue of Spider-Man 2099 that I have. Let's see. X-Force issue getting messed up in here. Don't worry, I have 3 other copies. There's all the X-Men, the Spider-Man manga, which I have most of the issues of, not all of them, which is annoying. Then we get to the DC section. Starts off, Action Comics, Batman, more Batman, Birds of Prey, Blue Beetle, the Len Wein series, another one I'm trying to collect all of them of. Batman Snow, some Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, Doom Patrol, then finally we get here, my favorite character, one of my favorite D-listers, Gunfire, DC's Gunfire, Grant Morrison's Green Lantern, Seasons 1 and 2, Hitman, let's see, Kamandi. I am within this little area right here is every single issue of Kamandi written and illustrated by Jack Kirby. I didn't bother reading it afterward. We have Superman, Superboy, Sergeant Rock. One of the first comic series that I ever started buying was Sergeant Rock books, so holds a special place in my heart. And much more down here, all the last letters of the alphabet. But I'm keeping these out. This is Mr. Miracle, number 15. This is the first appearance of Shiloh Norman, who a character that I think is very underutilized, the young black teenage protege of Mr. Miracle Scott Free himself. So I feel like I'm gonna maybe frame this, put it on the wall somewhere, just because I really like how vibrant the cover still is. And down here, this is all of my Jimmy Olsen. Look at my Jimmies. Boom, Jimmy Olsen, Jimmy Olsen, Jimmy Olsen, multiple Jimmy Olsens. Look at all of these James Bartholomew Olsens. There we have them. That's most of them. I have even more on my bedside table waiting to be read. I'm probably going to put them over there somewhere just so... Because I just love Jimmy Olsen so much that I'd like to go through and just reread these. And then there's this Mary Marvel cover. I'll put it over there next to the Shazam stuff. But that is it. And you'll notice that I did move some stuff over here. That is now... I rearranged these shelves so all the movies are stacked up right here. All my antique books. And then down here are the majority of my sort of independents. There we have it. Oh my god, it is... Fuck, it has been such a hot and humid day. It was so fucking hot in here, and having to haul these heavy boxes and these piles of comics back and forth, craning my back down. My back is killing me. Oh god, I'm so old. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see anything close up, if you want to see a tour of my action figure shelf. Let me know. Or just a little walkthrough of my office and all the dumb stuff that I have hanging from the walls and set up on display like it's a little museum. Let me know. Hope you enjoyed this video. These are my comics, the majority of them, at least. What does your comic collection look like? Let me know in the comments below. Bye!